time it is? Your boy Mac Miz, the host with the most, never need to brag no most. All we ever do is give a toast to real folks who done paved the way in the real way for us players to play. Got my right hand with me,
Yeah.
and this is Sunday night woke and smoke sessions. You know what I'm saying? So, where we
So,
just chop it up on the Sunday about everything that's really going on out there. Uh, see what we could come up with. Make a better week ahead of us. So, what's happening, my brother? What you
oh
saying?
man, there's a lot going on, man. I see all kinds going on right now. Like
See it, right?
like that last show we had. A lot happened since then. So I know we got some chop on that.
Yeah, you know it. Well, my whole thing is this. You know. Well, first, let me say salute to the Philadelphia Eagles. You know what I'm
Ah,
saying?
ah,
On their win against the Niners. Convincing 28-7 win. We
all
going
the
to the
night.
Super Bowl, baby. I ain't got my where my Philly hat? Philly hats around here somewhere, but I got the Philly chain, you know what I'm saying? You look at that thing, that thing, what? Yeah, man. So salute to them. We're facing the Kansas City Chiefs, Patty Mahomes and the rest of them. Gonna beat them up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm going for a 21 skunk, by the third quarter, but that's just me. But anyway, yeah, man. So what you saying for the night, man? It's Sunday night. We chopping it up. You know what I'm saying? Bring your blunts. You know what I'm saying? Smoke a little something with your dog. I don't smoke no blunts. I smoke papers. So I don't know how y'all do it out there, but we smoking papers, man.
Uh, put the link in
Doing
the
things.
so whoever wants to pull up, they can pull up.
Oh yeah. Let me put the link in the chat so whoever wants to pull up, can pull up. You know. Oh no. People gotta pull up to this one, not this one. I gotta reinvent the wheel. You know. Reinvent myself. So yeah, man. When it comes to this whole thing that's going on in Memphis, with the kid Tyre Nichols that got beat by the police. That's five cops that are gonna go to jail for a long time. They may even they might get life. That was pretty quick, eh? The way they they shot charges at them. Well, I guess it set precedence with the whole George Floyd thing, 'Cause they waited a little bit before they even charged him, didn't they? I'm pretty sure. But I guess this is so heinous and downright despicable that they had to go and charge him right away, which is crazy because I don't know what they were thinking, man. The kid was on the floor and they still pepper sprayed him. He's on the floor, handcuffed and they pepper spray him. Like, where did they do that at? That could kill you when you're in the prone position. You know what I'm saying? When you're getting sprayed in the face with mace, that could kill you, bro. Not to mention you getting beat up, punched in your back and your sides and this and that. It's crazy. So this shit goes deep. You know what I mean? What do you think about the whole situation? You think it was justified? I shouldn't even ask you that. You think it was because yo, you know their unit is called the Scorpion Unit. What is the Scorpion? What is the Scorpion Unit? Like, do they do this all the time? This is their normal shit. Or they just don't kill the people. Maybe they go around beating people up.
Yep.
Or it's like
That situation with that unit.
kind of like the eclipse out here, eh?
Exactly. There's a few people that came forward. These cops are known for beating up. So yeah, this is not the first time it's happened.
No, idiots. So they basically just.
It's kind of crazy because I was just watching a clip and it's very commendable.
Say that again.
It's very commendable
Commendable.
for the parents of Tyre.
Yeah.
Right, and I was just saying how strong you have to be.
Yeah. I think I have something on what she says right here.
Right.
I could listen in 2 seconds. You know what I'm saying? And she is a strong woman because it takes a lot for you to forgive somebody like this, man. You know what I'm saying? Or their brothers, so. Well, shit, I don't know, the black man. Check it.
Got away. All of that again happening on the first 2 minutes of that body cam video. Now, we did hear from Nichols' mother earlier, who had asked for peace as people see this video. She says that she knows it's going to be difficult to watch and that she did not watch it herself, but she is asking for justice for her son as people review this video for the first time.
And I want to say to the 5 police officers that murdered my son, you also disgraced your own families when you did this. But you know what? I'm going to pray for you and your families.
You heard that?
Yeah.
Crazy, yeah?
That's what I'm saying. Like, the woman is.
Let's listen again.
For justice for her son as people review this video for the first time.
And I want to say to the 5 police officers that murdered my son, you also disgraced your own families when you did this. But you know what? I'm going to pray for you and your families.
And again, we're giving you a little context here. Again, that this all started January 7th when police pulled Nichols over on suspicion of reckless driving at around 8:30 in the evening. The police initially said that Nichols ran from that scene and he was injured as officers arrested him. He was taken to a Memphis area hospital after he complained about, quote, shortness of breath. 3 days later, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation said that Nichols had died. By last Sunday, Memphis police said an internal investigation was underway. And then last Friday, Memphis PD said its officers had violated policy and fired all 5 officers involved. Those 5 officers were arrested yesterday and charged with second-degree murder. Now, some cities here in the Bay Area are already preparing for the possibility of protests. In the last 2 days, I've had discussions with San Francisco police officers and with sheriff's deputies who all say they are on alert. In San Francisco, you can see them there, barricades around San Francisco's Hall of Justice with a narrow gap to limit how many people can approach the building at one time. Now, we also heard that there is a solidarity rally planned for Sunday in Oakland, and we are already hearing about planned protests in Chicago and Washington, D.C. And we will, of course, continue to monitor local developments here. Again, all I can tell you from having seen that video for myself, it lives up to all of the descriptions that we've heard of it so far. Heather, Frank, the words that you've heard so far about appalling video, shocking. It is that and so much more.
I guess so. After watching what you just saw as well. Christian Captain, live in our newsroom. Thank you.
Wong and Winchester.
Yeah, so there you have it, folks. You know,
So yeah, that's what I was saying. It's crazy how
so they beat him, and he died from respiratory issues, just like George Floyd, man. Crazy.
so most likely it was the pepper spray.
Yeah. Remember, George Floyd got pepper sprayed too, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. So I told y'all, man. Y'all think Kanye is a complete jackass. But I'm gonna tell you right. I'm gonna tell you this right now. The truth is stranger than fiction. It always is, and always will be.
Right.
And if people don't understand that, you don't understand jack.
Right. When they know that, they'll understand how important Kanye was. But nah, I was saying the fact that the parents were like, yo, we're paying for the officers, it shows how much they understand the situation. Right? 'Cause look, there's always a little bit of what you call it, truth within the whole scheme of things. 'Cause look, I don't know if you remember the video, but this is something to keep in mind. There was, I feel like there was 2 other officers there, 2 white officers there, right? But you don't see none of their pictures on the
Right.
as any of the people getting convicted.
Right.
So that. And one of them was tasing the man at first, right?
Right.
The first video
But,
footage.
but I don't think tasing is not.
It's not the same as physically harming them. Yeah, I get that. But the thing is, when there's like 6 or 7 other officers there holding the man, it's just, it doesn't look good. But I say all that to say those other officers were still there. And they didn't stop nothing. So they're a part of it, as far as I'm concerned. And they should be getting charged too. Big facts. I get it. Those actual 5 officers they were in the last video. So that's probably where the thing comes from. But the other officers should definitely get some kind of
That's what I'm saying. Are they gonna make these black guys the face of police brutality now, you know? The face of police killings now, you know?
right
You know how they do this. They try to like,
rearrange the
you know,
stats.
the facts exactly.
Stats
So now it's like, oh, those black police do
too.
more killings than the white cops.
These two. It's not only the white man.
Yeah, you know? So that's the dangerous grounds we're in right now. Because who knows? They probably said, yo, we're just gonna get these guys for the killing, and you guys just go on desk duty, you know? Stay in the background, like, or we're just gonna put these guys' faces out there. So, like you said, there people are probably didn't even peep that whole play, you know, that they're involved. You know what I'm saying? Because they're seeing these five black guys plastered all over the media everywhere. Boom.
Knowing that there's two other white cops that were on scene of the whole situation.
hmm hmm It's a dirty game the media plays, you know, especially out there in Memphis, because Memphis is like a segregated town too, you know. So the good old boys, you know, they're gonna watch out for theirs, like before they do anything else.
That's a fact.
Because it took them 3 days. It was 3 days that the kid was completing the respiratory thing. So they had this time to get all their ducks in a row and throw these guys under the bus. But they're complicit, bro. It's like you can't. I don't think it's illegal to pepper spray. You know, that's the whole thing about it. They probably used excessive force with the beating and the what? No, the taser's not. I don't know, man. They tased him first, then they pepper sprayed him, and I heard he didn't even do nothing. Like he wasn't even like he ran a red light or something. He didn't even do nothing like a criminal, a real like if he was, you know what I mean? If it was like a real pursuit like type thing, you know? Man stopped to stare at the skyline or something like that. And that's when they rushed him. Said, "Oh, you ran a red light, blah 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 blah. Get down, blah." Like all this shit for what? What's going on in Memphis, you know? Gotta ask yourself, man, what's going on in Memphis? It's a lot of bullshit. So maybe there's more and more to it that's gonna come out. You know what I'm saying? Stuff always comes out through the wash.
That's it. No, that's a fact though. That's a fact. We gotta keep our eyes and ears open because for sure there's more to come. We're gonna see.
Yeah, even there's another channel talking about it. And then it says we found out who tased Tyre Nichols. Why wasn't he arrested? Yeah, white cop, Memphis PD. Well, that's what they're gonna use. They're gonna be like, oh, he tried to apprehend the suspect with the taser, but it wasn't the taser that did it. It was the actual pepper spray and the beating because of the respiratory thing, you know? Which is wild, but that's how they're gonna do it. Huh? But that's what's messed up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's a fact.
These are the type of things that you have to look at. Why not put all seven of the officers out there? Because they're all involved and say they're all going to be charged equally. Because how do we know the five that are involved? What's to the extent of their involvement too? I mean, I didn't see that. I seen the video, you know, and it was kind of messed up. Still, I can't rely. Why did it? Yeah, like I said, it was a black police showing out for the white cops. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And that's the messed up part of it.
Right. Mhm.
Black police showing out for the white cops. But if Tyrese Nichols was white, do you think they would have got bond?
If they would have got what?
Because they got bonded out, you know, the cops.
Right.
So if he was white, you think he would have got bond?
Oh wow. Oh hell no. That's a very unfortunate, but it's true though. They ain't gonna what if that was a white you? Come on now.
Oh, well now I'm looking at one of the YouTube pages. Shout out to YouTube, man, because this is always updates, the hour by hour updates on some shit. But yo, it's like, are we gonna listen to everything that's being said? How do we filter out what's real for what's fake? You
Black diamond cheese sauce is tasty and cheesy.
know? No, but this one here it says Tyre Nichols had been intimate with one of the wives of the five police officers.
He said what?
Crazy. This Tough News TV. Shout out to Tough News TV. They have their title says Tyre Nichols had been intimate with one of the wives of the five police officers. You know, that could have been a reason why they did it too. So brutally. Let's look at what he's talking about real quick. Listen to this.
His young son, who is 4 years old. This is going to be heartbreaking for a young man to have to go the rest of his life without his father, right?
And so, like, this situation could have been avoided, but it's just a sad situation when you look at the dynamics of it. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Now, Tyre was an avid skateboarder and a nature photographer from Sacramento, California, who moved to Memphis, Tennessee right before the pandemic. Now, Tyre ended up getting a job at FedEx, and he was working to build himself back up to get himself in a place where he was financially stable to support himself, let alone his son, right? And so basically on January the 8th, he was said to be stopped for a routine traffic stop. And we're going to get into what I'm hearing about that situation right there. But he was said to be stopped for a routine traffic stop, and things went left pretty quickly. Now, during that routine traffic stop, it was said that Tyre tried to flee the scene, and basically he was maced and tased. But now that we've been provided with the visuals that actually took place during that altercation, it is very clear and evident that it didn't take too long for things to get physical. Now, if you guys have watched the video like me, it is definitely heartbreaking and disturbing to actually watch. It is so sad to see 5 people with the same view as me do this to another brother, let alone in the same city that MLK lost his life in. Now, if you were to ask me, am I surprised that this situation took place? No, I am disappointed, but I'm not surprised because this is the way that some of our people treat each other in the streets on a day-to-day basis. And the only difference is that they were in uniform with a badge and a gun. And so at the end of the day, that uniform is supposed to symbolize that they are here to serve and protect the community. But we know throughout our history that serving and protecting the community isn't the top priority for some. In fact, they have different agendas, especially when you take into account that it just came out that at least 2 of the officers that were involved only got hired due to the fact that the MPD lowered their standards and qualifications that it actually takes to become a PO in Memphis. Now, I'm just going to be honest and give you guys the raw, rugged truth right now. Normally, I wake up, I am so proud of being a black man within this country. And if I had the chance to do it all over again, I would choose to be who I am right now, to be honest. Yes, would I make some different decisions? Of course, I think we all would if we had the chance to do it all over again. But I must say, this situation right here has shaken me. And right now, I'm not proud of my culture, not proud of it at all. And this is the first time, right, that I've ever contemplated, moving from the U.S., going somewhere else. But where do you go? Because even our own people are set out to get us. I mean, just think about this, y'all. Where is a comfortable place on planet Earth that people with the same view as me can go to and live their lives quietly and peacefully without being bombarded and disrespected by individuals that don't like us based off the color of our skin and also the stereotypical propaganda that has been put out there about us as a whole race? Now, some of y'all say that going back to Africa is a definite option. Are y'all sure about that? Because at the end of the day, I don't know. They might try to round us up and sell us all over again. But anyway, let me get back on track. So this situation with Tyre took place back on January the 8th. He later passed away from his injuries on January the 10th. Now, I must say that I have to give props to Chief C.J. Davis for firing these officers and also making sure that they were charged with second-degree M. And to be perfectly honest, she did it in a very timely manner. I mean, she moved swiftly, in making sure that these officers were held accountable. And as a brother in this country, I would like to say that we would like to see this happen across the board, when there's other officers involved of a different hue. You know what I'm saying? So there was no paid administrative leave or nothing like that. She clipped them off, pulled the plug, and again, there was no need for any extended investigations when it came to this particular situation. And so when it's time for sentencing, we hope that these officers get exactly what they deserve for committing such an egregious crime. Now, with that said, Chief C.J. Davis seems to have a checkered past. And it seems that trouble always follows her wherever she goes. And as a matter of fact, it says here she was fired from the Atlanta Police Department in 2008 for her alleged involvement in a S-Crimes investigation into the husband of an Atlanta police sergeant, according to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Now, just to be perfectly clear, she did end up appealing the situation, and she was later reinstated. But ultimately, she moved to Memphis to become the chief of police there. Now, what I want to do here is play this clip of this gentleman talking about her involvement in those Atlanta streets and all the mayhem that she caused when she was there as far as when it comes to law enforcement, right? And I did do my research, and this brother is spitting nothing but facts. So, guys, check out the video, and then I'll be right back.
Wise man. This is only for educational purposes only. This is C.J. Davis. I got history with this lady. No.
Yeah, man. You hear that?
Yeah.
He's about to say what the history you got with the chief.
Glenn, I used to live in Atlanta for 15 years between the 80s and the 90s. Came back home in 2000. I was down there when she put together the Red Dog Unit. It was notorious for kicking in doors, fighting crime, kicking in doors of poor people. She had a hell of a reputation down in Atlanta. It was called the Red Dog Squad. Now she got the one called the Scorpion Squad. The Red Dog Squad in Atlanta kicked in the door of a 92-year-old woman, and she, 92 years old, and put the 92. He put the wrong house, wrong time. We've seen that 1,000 times. That's her right there. That's who was over that Red Dog Unit in Atlanta. Okay? See, your reputation follows you, man. She got fired for some scandal with one of the sergeants down there. It wasn't her, but she tried to cover it up and botch the situation with some kind of scandal with this guy being with underage girls, and she got fired. So she came here and brought that feminine energy here. It didn't take long for my reputation to be tarnished. She wasn't even here. She wasn't even here 2 years. She wasn't even a year and a half, maybe. And she's about to be out the door. She's under scandal situations less than right in a year, a little over a year's time. You gotta ask yourself why. Because that feminine energy, man, that energy, man, it ain't good. It follows you, man. You can't escape it. Because the bomb is giving karma out and passing it out like hotcakes. It don't take no time for karma to get you. You thought you were going to dodge that wicked situation over that land and come here with that madness? Got to get you out of here quick, chick. You about done. I had to do a little research, but I found it. I knew of her from that situation with the Red Dogs kicking the doors in Atlanta and 92-year-old. I heard about that vaguely when I was living down there. Don't take long. Y'all stay woke out here, man.
All right, so you guys heard what he had to say about the situation. And like I said, this is factual information that you can look up for yourself. I did want to implement that Red Dog stood for Run Every Drug Dealer Out of Georgia. Now, this organization was created within the 1980s to combat the crack epidemic that was going on in the 1980s. And I did paraphrase that. I'm pretty sure you guys can read what it actually says. Then she moves on to Memphis and creates this thing called the Scorpion Unit, right? Which stands for Street Crimes Operation to Restore Peace in Our Neighborhoods. And what you can see that they did the total opposite within this situation, clearly, right? And so this particular unit has been deactivated permanently as of yesterday. And so in my estimation, it just seems to me, given the nature of her history, is that she just hires a bunch of goons, puts them in uniforms, let alone lower the qualifications for you to become a PO, right, in the first place, and then puts them out in the streets and they feel that they have the green light to do whatever they want to. Now, what's factual about this situation is the fact that these 5 brothers who committed this egregious crime, they're about to find out that blue lives only matter for a select group, right? Because they're not going to come and back you, right? You don't have that same privilege. So at the end of the day, I don't know if you thought that this type of privilege was going to work for you. Wrong answer. Now, another interesting thing that came from Tyre's father is the fact that he said that these brothers weren't the only ones involved. I want you guys to check out this sound bite, and then I'll be right back.
There was a white officer that was tasing my son.
Yep.
And we don't understand how come his name was not put out there or mentioned in this whole fiasco.
The media's not talking about it either. It's very
yes,
odd.
I think that there should be quite a few additional charges.
All right, so you guys heard what Tyre's father had to say about the situation, and he's questioning the fact that the other officer that was tasing his son has not also been charged. And this is the thing, I told you guys just earlier that these officers do not have the same privilege as the other officer that his father is alluding to that has not been brought to the forefront to be held accountable. But anyway, y'all, let me go ahead and share this information with you all that I've been told about this situation and why it transpired. Now, my ex-girlfriend's brother actually stays in Tupelo, Mississippi, which is outside of Memphis, about 30 to 45 minutes. And he says that the word out there is that this was a personal situation because Tyreek was allegedly being intimate with one of the PO's wives and that they took it personal. So this is the rumors that are going around the Memphis area. And then it's also been said that the wife actually contacted the authorities to alert them that this could be the reason why this transpired in the fashion that it did, that the officer's wife actually contacted them and told them that this is what was going down. And this could be the reasoning behind what happened to Tyreek. Now, another thing that's interesting is the fact that my ex's brother has been reprimanded for posting this on social media. He's an actual sergeant, right, in the correctional industry and things of that nature. And so they reprimanded him for posting this on social media. Now, I'm not saying just because this is my ex's brother that this information is factual. I do know this brother to be solid, and he always keeps it 100. But like I always say, you can take this information and do whatever you want with it. I'm just letting you know what the rumor is around the Memphis area. All right. So anyway, I'm gonna draw the line here. I want you guys to drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about this sad situation. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.
Crazy, huh?
So
So if he was getting intimate with one of the dude's wives, that's messed up. You should need to throw the book at them. 'Cause that was intentional. It's actually murder one. You know? Well, that could just be bullshit too, you know? What do you think?
Yeah, it could be bullshit. It could be.
Well, why would it be, right? Well, it could be. Why would it be? So do you think the white cops are, if they were white, they would have got charged so quickly? Just from your perspective.
If they were white or if they were black.
The police were white.
Yeah.
They are. Yeah.
And they didn't get no charges against them.
Yeah. So what does that tell you right there?
It don't matter what you do, you're still black. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're saying with that one right there. You know? So it's blatant too, right in our faces. Knowing that there's still that officer, the white officer that did that, and that officer. They're not gonna put him on the front line as well. I don't know. Very questionable.
Yeah. Indeed. Indeed.
I'll trust none of them.
And the police chief is a black woman, right? Like we said the whole thing the other day about the single mother madness. but she was corrupt. The guy said she brought her feminine energy over here. Oh man, that's crazy, bro. See, reputation follows you, man. But I guess that's what she's doing. She gets the job done by hiring people after that she knows, give them the authority to go beat up on people in the streets, kick
Right.
down doors, you know, a whole scheme of things, you know what I'm saying? And that's what's messed up. Well, I hope it all comes out in the wash, in the rinse, I mean,
For sure. I think it will.
because I don't know, man. I don't see them not taking that into consideration, man. Like it was a bigger thing, Scorpion, and then they said she had a unit that killed a 92-year-old. Talk about it was in this right house, you know. But in other news, I want to talk about this hip hop museum that's gonna be erected in the Bronx. Shout out to hip hop for that, man. You know what I'm saying? We doing it big, man. What, what you think about that, homie?
Oh shoot, that's amazing. That's what we need. We need to be recognized as we are. You know, um, innovators, leaders, and
Yeah,
creators, inventors. We definitely need to be put on that kind of pedestal to where they have museums and they have
yeah. They're
this.
getting millions in federal funding. It says.
Right, right.
So that shows you that they're building something, Check this out. Listen to this little clip. I'll show y'all where we're coming from.
Culture that is now unarguably the biggest music culture on planet Earth. The project to build a state-of-the-art facility that preserves local and global hip hop getting a boost in the form of $5 million in federal funding. Senator Charles Schumer says the museum will have a positive impact once it opens. Since its inception 50 years ago in the Bronx, it's one of the reasons we need this museum to remember, to spread the word, and to show what greatness the Bronx has. The former Bronx Borough president and current museum board member, Ruben Diaz Jr., says the museum project is a boost to the borough's economy. That goes a long way to the local economy. It goes a long way to promoting tourism. It goes a long way to creating jobs. It goes a long way to celebrate and pay homage to our natural resource, according to my friend Fat Joe, which is hip hop. The museum grants are part of a larger investment in the development where it's located, Bronx Point. Money will also go towards creating a mixed use space that includes housing,
The funding will help create the museum construction and create its education program for children in kindergarten through 12th grade. Some calling that a game changer for future generations.
A plan that educates people not only on hip hop, but their own self worth. This is what hip hop taught us.
We are so thankful for our colleagues because they recognize that the great equalizer for the next generation of leaders is education.
Since its inception nearly 50 years ago during a party in a Bronx basement, hip hop has told the stories of struggle in communities of color, which is why officials made it a point to pay tribute to Tyre Nichols, who died after he was brutally beaten at the hands of Memphis police.
Mourning in Tyre is something that will be felt deeply in this community and will be expressed to this community to right the injustices of the moment and right the injustices of the past to move forward to help more people.
The museum directors say this federal funding will allow the construction to be completed on time so that the Universal Hip Hop Museum will open its doors by the end of 2024. In the Bronx, Amy Yensi, Fix 11 News.
I'm joined live now by the Memphis Police Chief, C.J. Davis. Thank you, Chief, for joining us. I really appreciate
Let's
that.
hear
My glasses so that because I had very specific things I
that.
want to
This
ask you about.
corrupt
The
chief.
charges. These 5 officers have now been charged with second-degree murder in the death of Tyre Nichols. What's your reaction to these very serious charges?
Well, I expected serious charges. I really did. Actually, the charges that were placed, or at least the administrative charges, were probably the most severe that I've seen in my career. But they were absolutely appropriate. And I knew that the next step would be in the hands of the DA's office, so I'm not surprised.
These were pretty extraordinary measures, I must say, in all the times that I've been covering these types of incidents. To fire the officers and to charge them so strictly, does that speak to what we're going to see on that videotape when it is released after 7 p.m. Eastern?
Absolutely. I think that, it also speaks to the fact that, over the last several years, we have all talked about police legitimacy, and police reform. And I think it's really important that in instances like this, when they are serious, when they do rise to that level where a person's constitutional rights have been violated, their civil rights have been violated, and we act swiftly.
When did you first learn about this incident, Chief?
It was probably about 4 o'clock in the morning. The previous day, 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock, this incident occurred. About 4 o'clock in the morning, I learned of the incident, and it was just a strange summary of what occurred on a traffic stop. And I decided to go in the office and meet with the individuals that had information that I could take a look at it, even though at that time, Tyre was in the hospital. But still, because he had injuries that I just didn't understand. It was incomprehensible to me. We came in the office and decided to take a look that Sunday morning, and it was alarming.
That's when Sunday morning is when you first saw the video?
That's absolutely right.
And then when you saw it, what was your reaction?
I was outraged. It was incomprehensible to me. It was unconscionable, and I felt
She likes that word, incomprehensible.
I don't think
It's
I witnessed anything
incomprehensible.
of that nature in my entire career. Really.
You've never washed dishes in this. Your dishwasher looks clean, but when grease and lime scale builds up, it can...
What are we going to see now?
You're going to see acts that defy humanity. You're going to see a disregard for life, duty of care that we're all sworn to, and a level of physical interaction that is above and beyond what is required in law enforcement. And I'm sure that, as I said before, that individuals watching will feel what the family felt. And if you don't, then you're not a human being. And we all are human beings. And I think there will be a measure of sadness as well.
How long do these incidents go on? We heard from the district attorney yesterday and from the head of the TBI that there were 2 separate incidents, right?
Yes.
How long do they go on? And what was the worst part of it? Because it has been said that the officers became charged during the second incident, that they got more riled up.
Well, from the very beginning, to me, they were riled up. You know, I don't think they were as amped up as they were on the second at the second scene, but just the stop, the nature of the stop, very aggressive, loud, you know, communication, and it just rose from there. It escalated from there. Mr. Nichols was able to get away from these officers, and they found him again at another location. And at that point, there was an amount of aggression that is unexplainable. You know, in any instance where you're apprehended. Can't remove myself from responsibility. And of course, we can't always be with our officers, but it's incumbent upon us to act and have checks and balances in place. But we have to rely on those individuals that are also in supervisory positions and commanders positions, but the accountability is throughout the police department, all the way up to the chief.
Yeah, she's a good talker. Well, yeah, man. Salute to the Bronx for getting their millions in funding for the hip hop museum, man. When that thing gets unveiled, I want to go down to the Bronx, see that whole thing unfold, you know. Hopefully, I'll be out there at that time, you know, doing the damn thing. Yeah, it's just crazy, bro. That's how you know a lot that needs to
All
be done
right.
out here, law enforcement. Because these situations are not few and far between, man. This shit happens every other day. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But we'll see what's really good. I pop my collar to that. You know what I'm saying? So RIP to Tyre Nichols. Salute to the Bronx, New York, for getting the hip hop museum popping. And we gonna do something special for him at the museum, you know? Because we look, hip hop is how old? Damn near 50 years old, man. And black brothers are still getting shot down in the streets by police. So dig that. That shit is hella whack. So it's your boy Mac Missile. I'm about to break out like bad acting, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause, yo, my co-host is doing this damn thing. Probably has something to do, and I got to catch up on some Z's, you know what I'm saying? So, salute to y'all. Remember, before y'all go do something out there and do something dumb or stupid, ask yourself, what am I to? Because all I do is sit back, relax, max, and kick back. You dig? So don't forget, always keep it real with yourself if you want to deal with yourself. I'm out. Peace.